Hi there. This is Mary Ellen Dolan from the Solution Marketing HR line of business group, and I'll be taking you through the SAP SuccessFactors Cloud Portfolio for HR pitch deck. So, what's going on in organizations that's keeping CHROs up at night? Well, for starters, for the first time in history, you've got 5 different generations, all with different cultures, languages, views, and ways of doing things. The millennials will actually make up 75% of the workforce in 2025, and they are highly connected, technology savvy, and demanding. But the structure of the workforce itself is changing as well. There is an increased use of contingent labor. They actually represent more than a third of the total workforce at a typical company today, and they're growing faster than permanent hires. Contingents were historically handled by procurement, but CHROs are realizing the additional talent pool potential when it comes to assembling the right expertise and skills. Simplification and standardization. Organizations can no longer afford to have HR processes that are disparate and non-standardized. They need to standardize, simplify, and socially enable their processes where possible on best practices so they can focus on the real problems. Talent management remains a top priority for CEOs. Critical new skills are scarce, and they're unevenly distributed around the world. Organizations need new and innovative ways to find and develop people. In many cases, operating in this new world requires a fundamental rethinking of HR strategies. Those innovative new ways to find people, develop their capabilities, and share expertise to be able to execute your business strategy ahead of the competition. So, how do I find the right talent in a time of leadership shortage and scarce critical skills? How do I engage my workforce? I know that engaged employees are more productive, profitable, customer-focused, likely to stay, and worth more. But studies show that 66% of today's global workforce is not highly engaged. How do I ensure accurate and global workforce data and KPIs to plan, measure, and predict things like what skills will be needed and where? And of course, how do I ensure that global compliance is in place to quickly and easily enter new markets and meet global workforce requirements? The technology HR uses and requires to operate in this new world also has to change. We've always relied on HR systems to help transform business strategies into business outcomes. But in the past, HR systems and technology were primarily focused on process automation. Whether it was the process to hire an employee or update an address, all the way to performance management and learning development, too often the technology focused more on the process itself instead of the person executing the process. But even if you do focus on the person, user expectations have changed. People are mobile, collaborative, and social, and they expect their business systems to act just like the consumer systems they use every day. Facebook, Amazon, LinkedIn. The realm of possibilities enabled by technology has changed as well. The information and processes delivered to end users can now help them predict, plan, implement, and measure. The key here is that the technology needs to encompass the right combination of things to maximize employee engagement by putting them at the center. That's what'll keep them committed, involved, and productive during your transformation. To piggyback on the prior slide, all organizations create business strategies. But to translate those business strategies into business outcomes, You need committed, involved, productive people. That's the key. At SAP, we believe the ability to maximize employee engagement requires a combination of qualities and capabilities. It's not just one single thing. It's the unique combination of 5 key areas to help you maximize employee engagement. Those committed, involved, and productive people we talked about, and make that link or transformation from business strategies to business outcomes. Those 5 key enablers: the first one, a compelling and modern user experience that works the way I expect it to. Talent and core HR apps, the end-to-end applications across talent management, meaning onboarding, recruiting, performance management, learning, compensation, as well as core HR, whether Employee Central or on-premise. The third is content. To maximize engagement, content has to be embedded into everything that everybody does. Well, what do I mean by content? Content to us is having the application come preloaded with 800 industry job descriptions, preloaded with 13,000 skills or 90 competencies in 10 catalogs or 500 goals, or writing and coaching assistance to help new leaders write performance appraisals. The fourth enabler is analytics. As an executive, you need the data and the ability to plan, to measure, and to predict, to determine employee engagement, and to drive the organization forward. And then technology. It has to provide integration. It has to support an end-to-end seamless user experience and the ability to extend the processes, whether cloud or on-premise, that are unique to your organization. So let's go into a little more detail around the 5 key enablers that make up that unique combination of our solution. The first key area of our solution is Talent and Core HR, which is a comprehensive end-to-end suite of HR applications that encompass all pillars of talent management: learning, recruiting, onboarding, performance and goals, succession and development, compensation management, as well as the core HR and payroll capabilities, all fully integrated and embedded with best practices and content to help every user of the system get their job done. Content. In order to really drive employee engagement, the processes they touch need to be easy to use and anticipate what the user wants to accomplish. With our cloud portfolio for HR, we support over 19,000 unique HR content elements, fully integrated with our HR processes. But so what? What does that mean? Well, for one example, 69% of workers said they'd work harder if they felt their efforts were recognized. Yet the dreaded performance review is a learned skill and requires a lot of practice. Most companies fail to provide training to supervisors on how to prepare an effective and legally compliant employee performance review. With our cloud portfolio for HR, we supply writing assistance and legal assistance to help managers. The writing assistant and coaching advisor tools help managers eliminate writer's block and provide more meaningful feedback for coaching their employees. And Legal Scan helps facilitate compliance by identifying and flagging words that could be legally sensitive, as well as explaining the legal considerations and offering suggestions for alternative wording. The writing assistant, for any given competencies, there are multiple variations of descriptive and complete evaluation feedback sentences that you can automatically insert directly into a comment field in a form. Writing Assistant adds the exact sentence in the form so you don't have to type anything at all. You can add as many sentences as you'd like, and once those sentences are in the form, you can modify them to better match your own writing style or leave them as is. Analytics. As an advisor to the business, HR is expected to come up with the answers to questions like, what is our actual headcount? What is our profit per employee? Is it going up? How does it compare to our competitors and industry leaders? What is my management bench strength? Which business units or regions have the highest or lowest goal achievement percentage? Why? What is my risk profile for voluntary turnover rate among top performers? How does that impact our ability to meet our strategic goals? Our cloud portfolio for HR allows users to leverage data from across our HR system with a full set of analytics capabilities and benchmarks to predict, plan, implement, and measure HR strategies and their impact. Customer story here. National Australia Bank in Melbourne looked at absences and vacation time. Now, you might not think that's a great opportunity for workforce analytics, but they were looking at the accrued vacation that their employees were not taking and found a $25 million liability, which the bank had to hold to cover paid out vacation when the employee leaves. So with that data, they had a conversation with their managers and encouraged them to spend more vacation time and hold their employees accountable to do the same. You can read on CIO.com about Coca-Cola Enterprises, who used analytics to look at how access to on-the-job learning drives engagement and talent retention versus other talent initiatives. Compelling and modern user experience. Every employee in the organization, full-time, part-time, contingent, contractor, manager, executive, all are potential users of HR systems, and expectations of all those end users have changed. They demand that business systems behave like the consumer systems they use every day. They should know who the user is, anticipate what they need, and provide the content, data, and processes to get the job done. Our cloud portfolio for HR combines a unique blend of intuitive user interfaces, mobile access, and built-in social capabilities to support users to work the way they expect. For example, collaborative and embedded learning into business processes throughout the organization enables every employee to be a teacher and every employee to be a learner. Obviously, mobile access, every employee has access everywhere, all the time. Social and collaboration, every employee can connect. They can find experts, they can communicate, they can make connections, they can collaborate on projects. Every manager and executive has the insight to see how they're doing. We talked about state-of-the-art technology being one of the 5 key enablers of our solution. Well, what exactly does state-of-the-art technology look like? It includes an open platform. Unlike other vendors, the SAP SuccessFactors platform is open, standards-based, and extensible. It provides out-of-the-box integrations with third parties to extend our applications with other complementary solutions. It provides a partner ecosystem that builds on our open platform to provide innovative and industry-specific solutions. It provides scalable architecture. Our cloud portfolio for HR supports over 3,900 customers and over 26 million users in 177 countries. It provides application extensibility. All on-premise solutions come with a full set of options to create your own processes. Those processes might be industry-specific or geographically necessary or company-specific. But that's what can bring in so much complexity to systems. With cloud, you didn't have that option. You got best practices applicable to the masses. That's why it's so simple and easy and fast to implement. But many times you really need those processes that are specific. Well, with our portfolio for HR, you can create your own processes, whether they be industry specific, geographically necessary, or company specific. Therefore, extensibility equals maximum flexibility to create unique processes on top of best practices. Globalization is a huge theme throughout organizations today. To expand into new global markets, you need a system that operates globally. That means multi-language support, time zones, currencies, calendars, local best business practices, legal requirements, and statutory reporting. But you'd expect that. Actually, I'm going to quote Mike Ettling here, who is the head of Global HR line of business. He said, "One of our big differentiators is around localization and our ability to cater to big multinational organizations and local requirements, which is really important, particularly for a lot of EMEA-based corporations. We can cater to all the local legislative issues in England, France, Germany, Korea. I will challenge you to show me a cloud competitor that can do that. They can't." End quote. At SAP, we've been building global business solutions for over 40 years. We recognize that global certainly means more than storing an employee record in every country around the globe. Global really means the ability to standardize all your HR processes on a single platform, leveraging a global process template with the flexibility to accommodate local needs. For example, European workers' councils may demand deviations from global templates, and we can support those variations. Providing end-user support in a local language, capturing and storing data specific to each country for required legal reporting, entering and storing data according to local data formats, names, addresses, dates, bank accounts, etc., and supported with validation rules to ensure data consistency and accuracy. Delivering and maintaining pre-configured legal reports so that you can meet all the filing requirements and deadlines. Maintaining in-country resources to track, monitor, and interpret compliance changes, and work with dedicated development teams to implement them. Implementation guidance to help understand the legal changes and potential impact to your system implementations. With SAP, localization means we do it so you don't have to. SAP supports localized HR compliance for 68 countries and payroll for 27 countries. It supports compliance with local regulations and data privacy, and has an unparalleled network of in-country product managers to continually monitor and track legal changes, in many cases acting as co-development partners on new laws like e-social in Brazil. And it provides a full dedicated team of over 200 developers focused on localization development and able to provide guidance to our customers on implementation considerations. Start anywhere. The modular nature of the solution allows you to start anywhere you have the most business pain and can quickly deliver the highest value. Why would you rip and replace an entire system when your pain has to do with recruiting? You'd start with recruiting and bring immediate value to the organization. Why would you rip out functioning core HR when what you really needed was performance and goals or learning? Again, a little side quote from Mike Ettling here with his perspective on rip and replace. How does a client change its multiple processes for doing a performance review, for example, in 10 different countries to the single process it would like to standardize on. That is often the place where SaaS implementations trip up because the customer has been seduced by rip and replace, but the change management and the culture of the organization does not support a rip and replace environment. That's where the hybrid model becomes more interesting. End quote. Get up and running in 6 to 10 weeks by leveraging accelerated deployment services from SAP and our partners to accelerate timelines and ensure fixed scope and fixed fees, and benefit from best practice methodologies and online learning. Lower TCO of integration. We deliver productized integration packages with key go-to-market partners like Kronos, as well as integration templates, all designed to lower both the initial and ongoing costs of integrating your non-SAP HR software partners and service providers. Whether it's the talent hybrid model, which would be core HR on-premise connected with SuccessFactors Cloud talent management solutions, or moving all HR processes to the cloud and integrating the data and processes with on-premise ERP, SAP delivers and maintains a full set of integrations based on our deep knowledge of both platforms. Cost savings can reach 25,000 to 75,000 euros per interface, plus maintenance costs for when software is changed. With the delivered integrations from SAP, you can achieve not only cost avoidance, but reduced risk. This is a small handful of our customers that have recognized a tangible business value with SAP, and also on the right-hand side, the scale of some of the larger customers we have. SAP SuccessFactors Cloud Solutions for HR provide the unique combination of a comprehensive and integrated set of HCM applications, a compelling and modern user experience, embedded content, workforce analytics, state-of-the-art technology, plus globalization, localization. Then you surround that with a rich ecosystem of partners, a commitment to innovation across 25 industries with thousands of customers. SAP SuccessFactors Cloud Solutions for HR, blending global and industry expertise with the 5 key HR enablers needed to maximize employee engagement and drive better business outcomes.